Hello everyone and welcome to another video of Dark Souls. This is going to be a build explaining my magic class build that I've been working on. It's more of a almost a glass cannon, but not entirely. It can still take pretty good hits, but it throws out a good amount of damage as well. The main basis of this is to get 55 intelligence is kind of the end game goal with the Moonlight Greatsword and Court Sorcerer's Staff. Mostly because Court Sorcerer's Staff scales heavily after about 50 intelligence, and about around 55 starts getting better results than any of the other staffs. As you can see, the spell buffs on the Sorcerer's Staff and the Heretic Staff is about 10 less than this one. And a lot of people will go for the Sage's Crystal Staff, but that one honestly only scales a little bit better when you have the Steady Chant activated, and that just means that you have to cast 30 FP every time you want to buff it. So without the Steady Chant, Court Sorcerer's Staff plus 10 is the best way to go. Now the Moonlight Greatsword is obtained from Osros, the I forget his full title, but he's the one with the Child of the Dragon, or everyone that talks, you know what I'm talking about, the four-legged dragon looking thing right before the unattended graves. That's where you get the Moonlight Greatsword. So up until you get this, you're kind of better off just doing your own thing with the build. This is more of an in-game build. It doesn't really, well, not really end-game, but late game, I should say. And you don't really buff it until, or get it fully buffed, until around you get to the unattended graves is almost close to where it gets easier to buff it to 5. This specific greatsword scales with the magic clutch ring, so with the right stats you can get this to about a 604 AR or so, I believe, in total. It hits really well, and it doesn't cost any FP for a charge attack. All it does is cost endurance for your sword, which really isn't that big of a deal, especially if you're using it to help people in their worlds or go up against invaders or the likes. Two-handing it does not make a difference on the damage output that it gives. However, it can be used to trade off against smaller weapon classes to stun them instead of, and they won't be able to stun you as well with smaller weapons while you're swinging this thing in two-handed mode. From what I've seen, it does cost a little bit more stamina to use two-handed, so honestly it's only good if you're trying to trade up play styles or fight styles with someone who's invading you. It is not as prevalent when you're going up against a boss. It will help stun against some lesser enemies, which is really good. Another thing that I've been going with this build is the Crystal Soul Spear, Homing Crystal Soul Mass, and just the regular heavy Soul Arrow. They all do really good damage, especially the Crystal Soul Spear, which you'll get from the Crystal Sage in the library, right before you get to the big bridge. He is a good one to kill if you want to keep going with your sorceries. From what I've realized, the dark sorceries don't scale that well that you get from the witch. I've honestly had better luck with the crystal spells rather than anything else, and I kind of just put on Hidden Body because I have the soul stream, but it is more of showy, I guess, or if you're you can use it to snipe and it's kind of fun, but that's about it. I do like to wield, I know if you noticed I have the Silver Eagle Kite Shield, because I haven't really found, or I haven't really thought to look for a physical guard absorption 100% that will give you the weapon skill, so that you don't have to switch every time you want to use it. So even if you have the staff out, it's easy to use Steady Chant, or if you have the sword out, you can still use the weapon skill. Works out very well if you don't really have a prevalence to go two-handed, like I don't right now, especially with both weapons. So it makes things faster, makes it easier to avoid things, makes it easier to time things with everything on the boss. At the end of this, I'm just going to show you a clip right now of helping with other people, or just going into other worlds to show the damage output of this specific class, just so that you can see for yourself. And I'll show you one more time of the stats that I'm running with on this one right now.